911, address of the emergency.
Yes. My son just called me, and he told me oh my God, he killed his baby, and he's in the house.
Okay, you said that he told you he killed his baby. Okay, ma'am, listen to me. What's your name? Okay, what's your home address?
I'm not there. That's his house.
Okay, what's his address? Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
He's not home. His wife broke up with him over the phone yesterday, and he told me, she's in New York, and he told me he was on his way. He called me last night and said he's on his way. He's going to bring the baby to her, and then he was coming back. And he said he killed his wife, he killed her father, and I can't even believe this is happening.
Okay. And did this happen in Nightdale?
No. His wife and father are in New York.
Okay, so the incident
actually... He left the baby dead when he left.
Okay, where did he leave the baby?
Okay, he said it was in the...
What's his last name?
Same as mine.
When did this happen?
He said he left last night. He called me, I forget, maybe about 7 last night, and said he was on his way to New York. He was going to bring to his wife and give it to her, and then he'd be back. And he called me this morning. I just got off the phone just a couple of minutes ago, and oh God, he told me to call the police, that I shouldn't go over there.
Okay, so so your son is not there?
No, the house is empty. He said he put a key under the front mat. To take a key to get into the house under the front mat.
Did he say how he did it? Or what
no,
he did?
And I didn't ask him. I didn't want to know. Oh my God. He's such a wonderful little boy.
Okay, hold on just a second, okay?
Oh my God.
The story of Katie and Stephen Pladl isn't the normal father-daughter story. It involved a lot. The disturbing story caught a lot of attention.
In 1995, Stephen Pladl, 20 at the time, met 15-year-old girl Alyssa Gracia on the internet. Soon Alyssa became pregnant and gave birth to a baby girl named Denise in January 1998. Alyssa struggles with the whole situation. According to Alyssa, Stephen was abusive towards their infant daughter. She told that Stephen would pinch their infant daughter until her body was left black and blue. Despite all this, Alyssa stayed with Stephen and ended up marrying him. The couple was young, so they decided to put Denise up for adoption when she was 8 months old. She told in an interview that, "It was so hard to give her up, but I wanted her to live and be happy." Denise was adopted by Anthony and Kelly Fusco, where she was given a new name, Katie Fusco. She moved to Anthony and Kelly's home in Dutchess County, New York. In 2007, Alyssa gave birth to another child, a baby girl. Alyssa stated that they were more grown up and ready to have children at this stage of their life. In 2012, the family welcomed another member, a third daughter to Stephen and Alyssa. Katie was an aspiring artist at Dover High School for drawing comic strips. She planned to attend college and pursue a career in digital advertising. After turning 18 in January 2016, Katie became curious about her biological parents. She started tracking the town and found Alyssa and Stephen on social media and messaged them. The parents were happy to reunite with her. Katie had plans to enroll in the local community college after her graduation, but she moved in with her parents and her sisters in Henrico County, Virginia. Things weren't going great with Stephen and Alyssa. The couple had already been sleeping in separate beds for months before Katie arrived. Alyssa said, "I was always on eggshells. Whatever his mood was, everybody knew, and that mood was often not happy. A lot of yelling, a lot of things smashed in the house, in front of her kids. She even told Katie that Stephen Pladl had abused her when she was a baby, and that is why they had to give her up for adoption, but Katie didn't appear to be concerned. Stephen's behavior completely changed after he met Katie. He began wearing skinny jeans and form-fitting shirts to look good and impress his own daughter. He even shaved his beard and let his hair grow long. 6 weeks after Katie moved in, Stephen began sleeping on the floor in her room. When Alyssa confronted him, he said it was none of her business and stormed out of the house with Katie. Alyssa moved out of the house in November 2016. She shared custody of her 2 children with Stephen. Alyssa only had a suspicion about their relationship, but she had no idea how far it had gone. In May 2017, Alyssa found out about the incestuous relationship and about Katie's pregnancy from her 11-year-old daughter's journal. Her daughter also mentioned that she and her sister were told by Stephen, their father, to refer to Katie as their stepmom rather than their sister. When Alyssa called Stephen and asked, "Is Katie pregnant with your baby?" he replied, "I thought you knew. We're in love," to which she started screaming. She started cursing him out. After the call, Alyssa called the police. Police officers interviewed Stephen and Alyssa's children, but no arrest was made. 2 months after his divorce from Alyssa was finalized, Stephen Pladl married his daughter, Katie, in Parkton, Maryland on July 20, 2017. No one said anything, because they lied on their application, saying they were unrelated. The wedding ceremony was filled with guests, including Stephen's parents, and Katie's adoptive parents. Katie's adoptive parents believed that there is nothing they could do, and it was best to support Katie. Katie gave birth to her father's baby. They named the boy Bennett. Katie and Stephen moved to a house on a cul-de-sac in Knightdale, North Carolina, but the happy time for the newlyweds did not last long. Katie and Stephen were arrested on incest charges in January. They were released on bond and ordered to have no contact with one another. Stephen's mother was granted custody of the child, Bennett. Katie moved back with Tonu and Kelly Fusco. Every Tuesday and Thursday she would travel to his grandmother's home in Waterbury, Connecticut. Stephen Pladl knew that Katie would go to visit his grandmother on April 12. On the night of April 11, Stephen drove to New York to catch Katie, who was leaving New York to live with her adoptive grandmother. Katie called Stephen to end the relationship. Before meeting her on April 11, 2018, Stephen stole their baby from his mother's house. He then brought the baby back to his house, where he suffocated him and left the body in a closet. Stephen waited outside their home and watched Katie and her adoptive father leave together in a vehicle. He followed them, and when they stopped at a stop sign between Routes 7 and 55, Stephen shot Katie and her adoptive father, killing them both, before turning the gun on himself. Stephen's mother called 911. She told the dispatcher that her son said that he had killed the baby that was in her custody.
Genetic sexual attraction is said to be rare, but there have been dozens of reported cases of close relatives falling in love with each other after reconnecting as adults. The law further states that any person who commits adultery or fornication with his daughter or granddaughter, or with her son or grandson, or her father or his mother, shall be guilty of a Class 5 felony. In Virginia, a Class 5 felony carries a prison sentence of not less than 1 year, nor more than 5 years, or in the discretion of the jury or court, confinement in jail for not more than 12 months and a fine of not more than $2,500, either or both.